Well, Max here again, welcome back to the shop. So today we're going to carry on with our tailstock chuck build. So this will be episode 3. So we'll head over to the lathe and continue on. These are 2.5mm cuts off the diameter, and it's handling it fine, so I'm not going to push it any further than that. So that's 8th hour feed rate on 360 RPM with the TNMG insert. It's quite happy to do that. It's breaking a lovely chip, so that's what we want. And that's not mild steel, that is 4140. I thought it was mild until I started turning it, but no, she's 4140. Okay, we better get a size where we're heading. We're supposed to be 76mm and we are 77.4, so 1.4 to go and we're there. Okay, that should be close to 76. Yep. Okay, we've got this little shoulder to turn. We'll just take a quick cut across the front. We'll speed it up for that. We'll come up to 640, and we're just going to hand feed partially across the front. Just going to lock the carriage. Now I do get asked a lot of questions why I never face completely across, or why sometimes I'll start facing partial away in and then go across. It's just a habit that I have. There's no point facing something that doesn't need to be faced. The rest of this will get taken out straight away by a drill bit, far quicker than me facing across, and then I don't have the chance if my tool happened to be a fraction off centre. When it comes to the little tit on the end, I'm not going to snap the little, or it's not going to damage the end of the tool. So that's wave saw cut is plenty good enough for a centre drill to bite in and start. Does not have to be faced off for any reason whatsoever. And we'll drop back to our 360 RPM again. Okay, we are 19.5, so we've got half a mil to go. And diameter wise, we are 72.7. So we've got 2.7 to come off the diameter and half a mil off the face. Okay, we're 20 as required, and 70 as required. So let me just break these edges and then we'll get a hole through. Now I did machine a small undercut right on the shoulder, so when our flange pushes on it comes up square to a shoulder. There's no radius from the tool left to influence how the flange mates up against that flat face. So we'll get the hole through. Okay, we want 40 millimetres. With 36 millimetres, so we want 4 millimetres to come out. Okay, last cut through, that's 4 millimetres off the diameter on 640 RPM. Okay, quick size check. And we're 40 millimetres. So that's the bore finished. All these parts are all roughed out. We'll just break this edge. Then we'll flip it around and we'll deal with this lump on the end of it. We'll just break this edge. Should be a bit warm. So I'll give that a minute to cool down. We'll unclamp it and flip her over. Right, let's get rid of this ring here off the end of this thing so we don't have 500 facing cuts to do. Forgetting it's 4140. Let's slow it down a bit. Now we have a washer. Don't know what we use it for. We'll put it in the maybe later pile. 63 millimeters. So now we can do some facing cuts. 1 millimeter to come off. I'm sure we can manage that in one cut. .62 millimeters, where we need to be. Right, I'll get this ragged edge out. And of course we forgot to do our weld prep on this side, so we'll just put a bevel in here, that'll do for our weld prep. And that's all it requires. Okay, we'll get this part out and we'll get our other disc set up in the 4-jaw chuck. Due to the outside diameter of the blank we're going to be using, which is 150 mil, we're going to have to reverse the jaws in the chuck. And it's always a good opportunity while you've got the jaws out just to give everything a bit of a good clean up in there. Now I always use it's a Loctite product, LB8017. It's a dry film molly on my lathe chucks. I use them on all the scrolls and screws. I don't use oil because it flings out. I find this works very well. The can a good shake. And just a light spray. Wipe off the excess. That's all it needs. So our disc was 150. Okay, let's have a look. That's close enough where we need to be. Okay, we'll get a tool set up and we've got a large hole to do in the centre.